Hello, I'm Jeff Myers, and welcome to Elgin Today. On this edition,
Sherry Blazier, Education and Public Relations Coordinator at Elgin Public Museum, tells us about this year's Meet the Bison program at Lord's Park near the museum. Plenty of events are being planned for spring by Chrysalie Murphy, Executive Director of the Explore Elgin Area Group. The Mayor David Captain segment brings in Leslie Melendi of Metrowest Council of Government as we learn how Elgin is involved with this organization.
we'll have these stories and more on this edition of Elgin Today. We are downtown Elgin. We're going to talk it over with the Explore Elgin Area Executive Director, Chrysalie Murphy. March is here and things are opening up, aren't they?
They
Chrysalie?
are. They're coming back.
That's wonderful. Tell us about some of the events that we can look forward.
So the biggest thing we're looking forward to right now are some itineraries that are going to explore Elgin with the residents. So everything they need to know, from restaurants to attractions to hotel accommodations. We want to make sure everyone gets to get out and enjoy their community this spring break.
So you on your website, and keep us informed in all sources,
Yes.
tell us where we can go and where the neat things are.
Yes, so residents can go to exploreelginarea.com. They'll find all the itineraries from family vacations to nature walks. All that can be
Wonderful.
found on there, along with about 150 events.
You still had kind of an active winter at Explore Elgin despite the things going on. There were a lot of outdoor events, weren't there?
Right, yeah, so there's outdoor stuff happening all winter long, whether it was people on the trail doing the bike riding with their fat tires or just running along the streets. It was so great to see so many people out and enjoying nature.
And as we keep informed with you throughout the next few months, also, it will really open up, won't it?
It will, yeah, so tournaments are starting to come back. The restaurants are going to have outdoor dining before we know it. It's really going to come back to being that vibrant community.
Wonderful. And we held together pretty good in the pandemic, didn't we?
We did, yes. I really feel like the community came together during the pandemic, really supporting their local businesses, which gave more opportunities for our restaurants.
You have just about the best job around, don't you? You get to see folks and
I do.
and realize what's going to happen in the future to Elgin. So is there a phone number we can always call you at as well?
Of course, we can always be reached at 847-695-7540.
7540, Explore Elgin Area.
Explore Elgin Area, but our website is the most up-to-date you will
It is
find
so
in the area.
good.
There's all the events on there, business listings. It's definitely the spot to go to figure out what's going on.
We touched about it a little bit, but during the winter season, you were kind of athletically outside, like almost in the snow.
We were, yes.
How did that work?
So we went snowshoeing at one of our local bars. So Plank Road has some openings, and it's just great to be out in nature and really exploring the community.
Wonderful. And also during the winter, you were reminding us the forest preserves were beautiful. They get even more beautiful in the spring, don't they?
They do, yeah, and it's perfect bird watching season. We see a lot more interest in people wanting to see the birds. January, February, they focused on the bald eagles. Now they're really going to start focusing on our spring birds.
Yeah, and they all come to Elgin, don't they?
They do.
They love our trees there, don't they?
Everybody comes to Elgin, yes.
Well, that's why
Including
you're so good with Explore Elgin Area, certainly that is. We appreciate that. We're excited. You'll keep us informed as the season progresses, will you not? Because you've got some big things planned.
We do. And I definitely recommend go to exploreelginarea.com, check out some of our itineraries. It has everything planned for a whole weekend getaway with your family, even if you're just looking for a staycation.
Wonderful. Well, you heard it from Chrysalie. That's your future right there as things open up here in the month of March. We appreciate your conversation.
Thanks for having me.
That's our Chrysalie Murphy, Explore Elgin Area Executive Director. For this story, we're at the Elgin Public Museum here in Lord's Park. Sherry Blazier with us. Sherry, you had you reopened recently, and great things are happening here at the museum, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely. We reopened the last Saturday of February, the 27th, and we resume now our usual winter hours of Saturdays and Sundays, 12 to 4.
We're so excited about that. You have lots of programs to tell us, but first, you've got a great concept with the bison. We love to see the bison.
We, for many years, have done a program way early in the morning where people could sign up 12 per month to come and see the bison being fed in the morning. The problem is it was just way too early, so sometimes people, I think, would wake up and say, maybe I don't want to go, even though I registered. So we're switching it up to the afternoon, the last Saturday of every month, except December and maybe January, so you can get in touch with the museum and make a reservation. It's $5 for adults, $2 for kids 3 to 12. Under 3, free, and museum members free.
It's a great concept for 120 lucky people on the year. Basically.
120 only get it maximum a year, yeah.
You're elite in Elgin if you see the bison eating hay at that hour, is that right?
Exactly.
Wonderful. Tell me, you got other things that just starting now. Tell me about those.
Lots of things happening here. First of all, you see Elgin's white elephant next to me. This is our Centennial Exhibit done by Joe Sarr. And we had our 100th anniversary last year and couldn't adequately celebrate it because of the COVID closure. So we're very excited that now people are able to come to see the 100th anniversary exhibit. We have a a book for sale that goes with it called Elgin's White Elephant that tells the history of the museum. And we have a book brick fundraiser going on too, where you can buy a brick and have it engraved, and it will go out in a garden next to the museum next year.
Wonderful. Congratulations on that anniversary. Now, you bring out small groups. You've had good success with this.
We have, very much so. They're called private programs, and you can find information about this on our page or contact us directly. You can bring your family or homeschool group, a very small group, for an hour for a whole $25, and we'll teach you a lesson. And well, right now we've got owls, we've got hibernation. You can take a curator's tour with Tara Dawn, who will take you behind the scenes to see great stuff. Tara Dawn has a lot of great ideas for new exhibits that will be installed in 2021, so a lot happening here.
You've really taken some of the things that might have been put away downstairs in the basement for a while, brought them back out, and we're loaded with goodies, aren't we?
Absolutely, and Tara Dawn wanted to do this complete inventory of everything. There just wasn't going to be time to finish it before reopening, but that project will continue behind the scenes so that we can have the museum open again.
We're so excited. Now, the opening again on Saturday and Sunday. Tell me the hours that are taking place
12
now.
to 4 on Saturdays and Sundays, and that's typical of us. That's normal for this time of year. Once we get into past like the Memorial Day holiday, then we hope to be open more days of the week.
You can have as many as 50 folks, so if I'm grabbing the kids and coming to see you, I can do that on a Saturday and
You
Sunday.
absolutely can, and we highly encourage it. It's a great place for family entertainment. Admission is only $2 for adults and $1 for kids.
Wonderful.
3 to 12. So
You've had so much
place
fun
to
with
be.
this. What's been your favorite part? You've been in charge for like a year plus now. You've seen so much change, haven't you?
Yeah, it's just been a real roller coaster ride because I came in at a time when I kind of had to reinvent the job for myself, and then COVID knocked everything down.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's relearning all the time, but everybody is extremely enthusiastic, and we feel we are on a great trajectory again.
We love this place. Sherry's promised she would freeze-dry me so I could be shown to the public.
Yes,
in the future.
you are a future exhibit
Oh, it's great to have you
with
back.
your microphone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back in full swing. You've done a wonderful job here. We love it. Of course, right at Lord's Park for our great museum, our public museum, and we love it.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
That's Sherry Blazer. We're having fun at the museum. We'll see you here. It's time now for our segment with Mayor David Captain. We're in the month of March, and you're going to bring out a regional act this time.
We are. You know, we've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we got outside the boundaries of the city of Elgin to interview somebody. And with me is a friend of mine from a number of years now is Leslie Melendi. She's the executive director of the Metrowest Council of Government.
Wonderful.
And the city of Elgin was a founder of Metrowest Council of Government. We've been a member for since the beginning, and I think it's important for the residents of the city to understand what that means. We put money into to the organization every year. We pay dues, and it's a big part of how we operate as a city. And it's very important to us as part of our background. And I want to have Leslie go and explain to us what a council of government is and what your job is with the council of government.
And with Metrowest as well, with
Metro.
the Council of Government. So welcome to our city. You love Elgin, don't you?
I do love Elgin. I do love Elgin. There's a lot to do. It's close to my house, so I visit it often. Mhm.
Wonderful. Tell us about
So,
it.
thank you. Thank you for having me. So Metrowest is, like the mayor said, a council of government. And there are several regional councils of governments around the state of Illinois. And so Metrowest Council of Government covers Kane, Kendall, and DeKalb counties. And we have 33 municipalities that cover 750,000 voices. So we represent all those municipalities and their constituents. And so a regional approach is really the best way to address issues that Northern Illinois handles. It's different than Southern Illinois and other parts in the city of Chicago. So we work with other COGs. There's a DuPage COG, there's a Metropolitan Chicago COG, and we work on various issues like LGDF, transportation issues, anything that has a regional feel to it. I'm the executive director. I've only been here a couple of years. Before that, we had a wonderful executive director that has retired, and prior to that, I worked in state government. So I bring a unique slant to the position in my relationships and my knowledge of legislation. And legislation is a large part of what Metrowest does. We're able to advocate on behalf of Elgin and our other members for, like I said, things like LGDF and current issues that go through. I go to Springfield and I lobby for legislation like the pension reform that we just went through last session. We watched the police reform that was just passed. So we kind of update our members, and we have various events throughout the year that we can involve our members in, that also involve our legislators. So we have a Springfield drive down, which we go down and we allow all of our members to come down with us, and that's a really good opportunity for our legislators to get to know what is happening in local government.
Yeah.
So we do many things that benefit all of our members.
And it really opened up your eyes to things going on in our entire area, didn't it, Mayor?
Absolutely, and we, I think one of the real values is that as the mayor of the city of Elgin, the second largest city in the organization, Aurora, of course, is the largest. We're like bookends of Kane County. But we also learned that the small communities have different problems than us. And we have to, this is a big state, and it's Metrowest represents over 30 municipalities, and we all have different problems. And it's an active group. I'm on a couple of committees. I'm on a legislative committee, and I'm a chairman of the Northwest Water Planning Alliance, which is part of, from Metrowest, has been a leader in that, and that involves 5 counties, and we talk about drinking water supplies. So it's cover a lot of ground and things in a lot of future planning. And certainly a part of it is the dealings with the state government. And that's where Leslie expertise and it acts as a lobbyist with us. We have a professional lobbyist that we hire as well to carry our issues down to Springfield.
And you love the Springfield drive down, because the mayor on other occasions has gone down there many times. That's great to go down there and represent that. Mayor, you were president in 2014.
That's correct, yeah.
What was your duties then, before we talk about?
Well, I ran the board meetings. We had, acted as chairman of the board. We had probably 20 people that serve on a board, past presidents and mayors from various communities around the Kane County and Will County and DeKalb County. We have people that serve, they represent the counties on the COG as well. And so it's really a broad brushstroke, and we try to be sensitive to the needs of the whole group.
Right. The great thing about Metrowest is that we have a membership that has, like the mayor said, very large communities down to very small communities. So the whole idea is that there's strength in numbers. And so if you're a large community, you're going to have the benefit of a regional support. And if you're a smaller community, you might not be able to have as big of a voice as an Elgin or an Aurora or even an Algonquin. And so it's a benefit to all sizes of our municipalities.
And as the mayor mentioned, the Springfield trips were very conducive for knowledge, weren't they?
Springfield trips are great, and I can tell you from working in state government that when our mayors came down to Springfield, the legislators always made time. You always make time for your hometown mayors that come, because they're the closest thing to the constituents that as you can get. They're right there. They're the boots on the ground. They're in the thick of it. And so the legislators want to hear from our mayors, and they want to hear what the issues are and what they should be advocating for in Springfield, and what laws they should support and which laws that wouldn't be good for local government. And so our mayors play a large role in advocating. And so for me, it's putting all those voices together into one large group, and it's very effective. We've passed some great legislation through the COGS.
Wonderful.
It's very effective.
And Leslie and Mayor, you've stayed in touch in the 2021 year of the pandemic. Zoom has been a great factor for you with this.
It has, yeah. And we, in the past, we would go to various hosting cities and have our board meetings, and we miss out on a part of that. And I think we talked a little bit about that with the networking. That's important for people. And I would stop and talk to Mayor Schulke about something that was common for Batavia and Elgin that we needed to discuss. And that gets a little bit more difficult to do. But I think the Metrowest thing with doing Zoom meetings, we see a change. We're having attendance has gone up to the board meetings. We've had a lot of people, city managers are invited, and they sit in and listen to what's the discussion, and I think that's important. So we'll see what happens at the end of the COVID, how this is going to shake out.
Less travel, more conversation we get, isn't that right?
Exactly, and especially during COVID, when our municipalities need our cog the most, when they need to talk to each other about reopening plans. What are you doing about your city hall?
Yeah.
About your meetings? It was a great opportunity. We already have those relationships to jump on the Zoom and kind of problem solve with each other.
Yeah.
It's a huge benefit.
Wonderful. And in late February into March, it was great to have the City Hall open again. Yeah.
Exactly, and it's getting people back into the community. When we talk a little bit, as Leslie pointed out, I had discussions about, well, what are you doing in Elgin with the restaurants? What's your plan for inoculations and vaccinations? And so we share those kinds of information, and it's critical to the operation of all the members of Metrowest.
And what's your organization called again?
Metrowest Council of Government.
And we can Google that and get all that information, can't we?
Absolutely, and we have our website.
And who's your current president?
Our current president is President Kevin Burns from City of Geneva.
And you know Kevin real well.
I
don't
do,
you?
yeah.
Been around a long time.
Yeah, he's great to work with. We've seen him at many events over the years, so
Yeah,
he's wonderful.
yeah, he's
Did we
great.
leave anything out, Mayor Leslie?
No, I think that's, covered quite a bit of ground, and I think it's important for the people in the city of Elgin to understand that we don't just live in a shell here, we live outside of that as well.
Right, many of our issues are regional and we
Yeah.
work together.
Well, wonderful. And you always enjoy working with the mayor.
Always enjoy working with the mayor.
Wonderful. You've been 2 years, you've been executive director?
2 years here, 6 years in state government. Before that, I was a special education. So,
Where did you teach at?
Heinemann Middle School in Huntley.
Wow, and right here, as we wrap things up here, Mayor, any final thoughts?
No, Jeff, I'm looking forward to next month, and
Oh, that's right.
we're get through this COVID situation and get ourselves into spring and maybe have some events in Elgin for the first time in a year.
Wonderful, Mayor. And you're 1 month early, we're having popcorn next month.
Oh, well, I'll come back.
All right, we'll save you some.
Okay,
It'll be
great.
our next Zoom, we'll be having some for you. Mayor, we appreciate that great work you're doing so far, and we're beginning to come out of our shell a little bit, aren't we?
We are. We're moving forward, and we're being cautious, but we're starting to open things up. City Hall's opening up, and staff starting to meet with people. And I see it from my standpoint. I don't meet as many people as we used to go to Metrowest. I just don't do that anymore. But we do it from home and or from the office. And I have a Zoom meeting. And we get our business done, but it's a little bit challenging sometimes.
It is, but less time, because you don't have to travel, so it actually.
That's always an important thing as well.
Yeah. Leslie, we appreciate you being aboard with this great information. You're the best regional act we've ever had.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Mayor, it's always, you're a charm no matter who is here.
Oh,
So we're going to call that right there our March edition with Mayor David Captain and Leslie.
The Commerce Building in downtown Elgin is being renovated. We have a contractor and a group of investors have coming in, are going to spend almost $10 million to convert the building to apartments. I believe there are about 40 units that will be at the standard rate. And downstairs on the first floor will be mixed use. That includes some commercial property, some office space as well. But it's part of the plan for downtown that's been going on for over 20 years. And that is to bring permanent full-time residents to downtown to help support the businesses. This is being funded partially through a TIF money from the city of Elgin. Investors are local investors, that people that grew up and lived in Elgin are investing in the property, and we look forward to that being something that's going to be an asset to downtown. Right across the street from Al's Cafe, right near the downtown, the heart of the downtown, so it's going to bring probably 40, 50 people. Very similar project to what happened to the Tower Building. And we hope it goes along a little bit more seamlessly than that one did, but it should be a great asset to the downtown.
Elgin es muy bonito porque hay tantas organizaciones, personas que siempre se están tratando de prestar la mano, ver cómo podemos apoyarnos.
Sí.
Platícanos un poquito, ¿cómo se llama tu organización?
Se llama Chances. Chances como en inglés se llama como oportunidades, es como otro nombre, sobrenombre como oportunidades, y exactamente como lo que acabas de decir.
Amiguitos, ¿cómo se encuentran? Nos encontramos aquí nuevamente en Elgin, en el centro.
Una cosa que tiene Elgin es algo muy bonito, que tenemos una comunidad que realmente les importa uno a otro, tratamos de apoyarnos y hacer muchas cosas. Y con nosotros hoy tenemos a Perla Sánchez, que tiene en sí una organización, vamos a decir,
Sí.
que está ayudando a nuestra comunidad. Y eso es algo ahorita que estamos batallando en muchos aspectos. Y es algo que realmente nos llamó la atención, porque está haciendo una obra de caridad y creo que es algo que quizás tenemos que agradecerte y aparte ver cómo te podemos apoyar como una comunidad que somos. Elgin es muy bonito porque hay tantas organizaciones, personas que siempre se están tratando de prestar la mano, ver cómo podemos apoyarnos.
Sí.
Platícanos un poquito, ¿cómo se llama tu organización?
Se llama Chances. Bueno, sí, Chances como en inglés se llama como oportunidades, es como otro nombre, sobrenombre como oportunidades, y exactamente como lo que acabas de decir, simplemente fue creado porque hay muchas personas que quieren dar y tener esa obra de caridad y tener una oportunidad en saber, saber cómo hacerlo, entonces eso es simplemente la organización que tenemos para crear esas oportunidades para que la gente pueda ayudar y también para la gente que pueda recibir esa ayuda que la gente tanto quiere hacer.
Y has ayudado a personas desamparadas, personas que realmente andan batallando conseguir ciertas cosas. Platícanos un poquito de tu misión, realmente qué es lo que estás haciendo para ayudar a estas personas.
Sí, bueno, simplemente pues estamos tratando de agarrar recursos y apoyos para ayudarle a la gente. Sí, ahorita nuestro enfoque es la gente que vive en la calle, las personas que no tienen hogar, las personas que no pueden estar aceptadas en los refugios. Entonces, simplemente ayudándoles, pues por ahorita pues es un poco difícil, ¿verdad? Pues con COVID y todo eso, pero ayudando con cobijas, con donaciones, con zapatos, ropa, comida. Entonces, hay mucho que podemos hacer. Entonces, simplemente pues queremos dar nuestra parte y también como organización, si alguien quiere ayudar a voluntariar,
ser un voluntario.
Ser un voluntario, para ayudar, también es una oportunidad para ellos.
¿Y cómo se comunican contigo para decir, ok, yo quiero ser voluntario, te quiero ayudar a distribuir,
Sí.
o quizás cocinar algo, o tengo ropa que donar? ¿Cómo le hacen para comunicarse o dártelas a ti para que tú las distribuyas, o cómo pasa eso?
Sí, bueno, se pueden comunicar conmigo directamente. Mi número de teléfono es 847-322-5214. También tenemos página en el Facebook.
¿Cómo se llama la página? ¿Cómo está escrita? Porque es
Sí.
diferente.
Chances es CHANCEZ. Es como oportunidades, pero con la Z al último, y ahí nos pueden encontrar. O también me puedes buscar a mí, a Perla Sánchez. Mi Facebook también todo está programado para
Se le ve la portada de ella.
Sí, todo está ahí.
Sí.
Hay muchas maneras en donde uno puede ayudar monetariamente. Si acaso alguien quiere en veces donar cierto dinero para, no sé, comprarles algo de comida. Ahorita sí queremos también trabajar un poquito más a fondo de eso, ayudarle a la gente a posiblemente agarrar unas identificaciones. En veces es difícil y simplemente $20 es lo único que necesitan como para ir a agarrar una identificación.
Sí. Lo bueno de eso es que la ciudad también ayuda en eso. Si no tienen dinero, tan desamparados, pueden conseguir una identificación sin tener que pagar.
Sí.
Hay diferentes formas de poder ayudar, pero realmente lo que tú puedes aportar, ya sea económicamente, con el tiempo, o alimentos, o ropa, sería ideal. Es que muchas gracias por todo lo que has hecho,
gracias
sinceramente. Es algo muy importante, nos encanta que nosotros nos unimos,
Exacto,
tratar de ayudar a los demás, especialmente porque uno nunca sabe el día de mañana, ¿verdad?
Oh, sí, definitivamente.
Sí.
De eso se trata.
Sí.
Y si hay alguien que quiera hacer un tipo de evento, un tipo de algo con su familia, también les invitamos. Como te estaba comentando, hay gente que viene y me dice, oye, mira, me gustaría cocinarle algo con mis hijos, ¿me puedes enseñar a dónde localizarlos? Hacemos un mini evento, agarramos otros voluntarios que quieran ser parte de eso, simplemente para que todo el mundo pueda ser parte de ayudar y obviamente recibir también.
Muchas gracias, buena idea. En sí, vamos a juntarnos, unirnos, ¿qué podemos hacer para nuestra comunidad? Porque realmente esa es una parte que es muy bonito de Elgin y por eso nos encanta esta ciudad. Ya sé que hay muchas más, pero nosotros ahorita es lo que estamos haciendo aquí. Los esperamos pronto, estén pendientes. Hasta luego, adiós.
Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, a la hora que nos esté viendo, de donde nos esté viendo, bienvenidos a información. Estoy aquí afuera de Elgin Community Bikes, la tienda de bicicletas comunitaria de Elgin en el centro, downtown, para avisarles que ya viene la primavera, ya no tenemos chamarras puestas, entonces venga por su bicicleta. tenemos como, está llena la tienda, hay como 40 bicicletas, creo, y el propósito de Elgin Community Bikes es que la gente salga en bicicleta, que tenga movilidad. Entonces, están a precios muy baratos, pero bueno, accesibles, vamos a decirlo de esa manera. La tienda comunitaria Elgin Community Bikes está en la 119 South Grove Avenue, está en el centro de Elgin, junto al Festival Park. Hablando de comunidad, también les queremos avisar que vienen las siguientes 2 juntas directivas del ayuntamiento de la ciudad. En el mes de marzo son el 24 de marzo y el 10 de marzo, son los 2 miércoles a las 6 de la tarde. Si no puede asistir, está por internet. Si no les puede ver por internet en vivo, la puede ver la grabación. Es importante que pongamos atención porque ya vienen las elecciones. Puede votar con anticipación del 22 de marzo al 5 de abril. También las elecciones, el último día para votar es el 6 de abril. Entonces es importante porque las elecciones es para los concejales del ayuntamiento de la ciudad. Los invitamos a participar. Salga por favor a votar. Es muy importante que usted vea qué concejal, qué candidato se alinea con sus principios. ¿Quién queremos que nos represente? Es muy importante. Estamos aquí, todo es comunidad, todo está relacionado y es muy importante que pongamos atención a las elecciones porque los candidatos van a ser concejales del ayuntamiento de la ciudad de Elgin. Entonces es muy importante que veamos qué candidatos se alinean con sus principios, con sus creencias, porque ellos son los que van a pasar leyes. Entonces hay que poner atención. Por favor, conéctese por Facebook y les recuerdo que estamos aquí en Elgin Community Bikes. Todo está conectado, todo es comunidad y todos tenemos que apoyarnos. Muchas gracias y nos vemos el mes de abril.
For more information, please visit cityofelgin.org. Para más información, por favor visite nuestra página cityofelgin.org. Don't forget, for city services, call 311. Call, click, connect. Para servicios de la ciudad, no olvide llamar 311, llamar, conectar y textear.